She snapped her fingers from the couch and pointed at the sink like I was a bellhop. You left a pan. Can you rinse it? And grab my charger from the bedroom. And she wagged a hand, not looking up from her tablet. Make some tea. I'm not your staff, I told her, wiping my hands on the dish towel. Ask, don't assign. And pick one thing. Not three. She glanced up, slow. Wow. Sensitive. Clear, I corrected. You want tea? Say please. She held my stare, then rolled her eyes. Fine. Please. Tea. Good, I said, and put the kettle on. Charger you can get yourself. Her mouth tightened. The pan hissed under water. My Sunday was laundry and prepping a bid for a client. Hers was lounging and shooting little orders like darts. The dart stopped. The stare didn't. If I'd known where it was headed, I wouldn't have wasted hope on patience. But I still gave it one more shot. I brought her the tea, set it on a coaster. Anything else? Asked with manners. I'll manage, she said, with that tone that says we're not done. We weren't. Monday night, I got home late. I run crews for a remodeling company. Long day. I dropped my tool bag by the door. Jenna barely looked up. You forgot to call the roofer, she said. Also the gutters, also the car wash, also. Stop. I cut in, toeing off my boots. Work stuff I've got. Your list, put it in the shared app. I'll pick 2 a day like a normal person. No more shotgun. You're impossible, she said. It's not a big ask. It's 5 big asks, I replied, hanging my jacket. Pick 2. She set the tablet down. You know what? It's exhausting that everything with you needs a system. Systems keep us sane, I said. We're not teenagers. That's debatable, she muttered. I smiled without the kindness. If you like the results, you don't have to like the method. She stood up, pacing a little, arms folded. You used to be easygoing. I used to be respected, I said. I can be both when that's true again. She laughed through her nose. So dramatic. Not trying to win an award here, I told her. Trying to stop the swirl. She went to the fridge, took the last yogurt, and waved it. You want this? Go ahead. No, I'm asking to be nice. Then I appreciate the ask, I said. Enjoy. See? I can be nice, she said, loud enough to carry. I leaned against the counter. Stick with that. You'll like what it buys you. She looked at me the way a person looks at a dog that finally sits. Pride and insult mixed. We have dinner with Brianna Friday. We do. I checked the wall calendar. I'm on a site late Friday. Rain pushed us. I can be there by 8. You'll be on time, she declared. This is important to me. It can be important to me too, I said. And I still can't bend the weather. Put it at 8:30 or I'll meet you after. Her jaw worked. You always have an excuse. I have facts, I said. And a rule. Don't volunteer me without checking. She snorted. I'll handle it. You do that? I told her and tossed my boots on the mat, leaving a tidy pair of prints I'd mop up later. Handle means confirm a time and ask, not tell. Message received, she said. It wasn't. Friday at 6:30, she texted, change of plans. We're hosting. 7 sharp. I called. That's not a change. That's a new event. It's fine, Mark. I ordered takeout. Just show up and try not to act put upon. I'll be there at 8, I said. You're welcome to start without me. Silence. Then, unbelievable. Predictable, I answered and hung up. I showed at 8, cleaned and steady. Brianna and her boyfriend, Coulter, were already halfway through hors d'oeuvres. Jenna shoved a dish towel at me as I came in. Dry these, she said. I hung my keys on the hook. Try again. Can you help and dry some plates? She tried. I can, I said, taking the towel. Where do you want them? She blinked, then turned to Brianna with a little smirk. See? You just have to talk to him like a contractor. Or like a person, I said, setting plates in the cabinet. Either works. Brianna's laugh went thin. Coulter shot me a look. You good? I nodded. While we ate, Jenna ran the table like a foreman. Mark, pour wine. Mark, get the extra chairs. Mark, tell that story about your project management system so everyone can fall asleep. I twirled my fork. Pass the salad, please. She stopped. Did you hear me? I did. I chose not to dance, I said. Brianna leaned in, voice sugar. He's teasing. I'm setting a boundary, I corrected. If you want a story, you ask. If you want me to entertain, book a date and bring a tip jar. Coulter grinned into his glass. Brianna's eyes narrowed at him. Jenna tapped her fork. Wow. You're touchy tonight. I'm consistent, I said. You don't like the word system, but watch how it keeps us off cliffs. Cliffs? She scoffed. It's dinner. Good, I said. Then we can eat without the MC act. For a minute, we did. Then she went for a softer angle. You look tired. Long day. Her tone tried for gentle. 4 guys, 1 broken lift, a cranky inspector, I said. Tired enough to skip the comedy roast. Brianna touched Jenna's arm. Let it go. I'm fine, Jenna told her, but her mouth was a purse string. After dishes, she approached with a fresh towel and a small smile. Thanks for helping. I know I sprung it on you. That's new, I said. I'm not the enemy, she said quieter. I want us to be easy again. Then cut the boss voice, I said, and stop scheduling me in group chats. She nodded, surprisingly quick. Okay. Brianna's brow rose. Jenna ignored her. For 10 minutes, the air was almost normal. She asked about the inspector. I gave the short version. She listened. It felt like peace if you didn't poke it. While I took the trash out, I heard her and Brianna in the kitchen. Brianna, stage whisper, you're pushing him too hard. Jenna, he'll adjust. Brianna, or not. Jenna, I'll sweeten him up. I let that roll through me, the way you let cold water wake you. I tied the bag, set it by the bin, came back, and moved on to the next practical step. New rule. I told them both matter of fact. If we host, it's scheduled by both of us. If you set it, you run it. I'll be a guest. I'll help when asked, not ordered. And I'll show up when I say I can, not when you say I must. Brianna looked at Jenna like, your move. Jenna put on a smile that reached the edges, but not the middle. Fair. Good, I said, and poured myself water. One more? Shared calendar, or it doesn't exist. Fine, she said too fast. We ended the night without fireworks. I cleaned my own plate, put my boots away, and slept in our bed like a man who had drawn a line and stood on it. The next morning, I woke to coffee on my nightstand. Not our usual. She'd ground the good beans and added the right amount of cream. You never make coffee for me, I said, sitting up. New leaf, she offered. I booked us a couples workshop Saturday. It'll be fun. There it is, I said. It's good for us, she insisted. Calendar first, I replied, sipping. And we don't do fun work on a Saturday because you want my attention. You want it, you ask. If I'm in, I'm in. Not because you signed a receipt. Her voice softened further. Please? It would mean a lot. I've got estimates due, I said. Next weekend we can talk. She nodded, then rubbed my shoulder like she was soothing a stubborn kid. Okay, next weekend. I washed her hand. It was careful, practiced. I wasn't 17. I logged the data and kept moving. Tuesday, she showed up at my shop unannounced. My buddy Luis was helping me rip sheets for a client's built-ins. Dust in the air, radio low. She walked in like a supervisor, heels loud on the concrete. There you are, she said. I've been calling. My hands had a saw in them. I told her, killing the radio. What's up? I need you to pick up my dress from the cleaner by 5, she said. And swing by the florist. Brianna's pop-up is tonight, and I need help setting up. Luis and I exchanged a glance. He took off his ear protection and stepped back. Babe, she added, sweetening. Please. I'm on a deadline, I said. You want errands? Put them on the app. I'll see what fits. It's one day, she said. Why are you so rigid? Because rigid keeps me employed, I said. And it stops us from snapping at each other later. She looked around, took in the sawdust like it insulted her shoes. Do you ever get tired of playing foreman? Do you ever get tired of hearing no when you issue orders? I asked back. She laughed, head back, loud for the space. Maybe if you were faster at home, I wouldn't have to manage you like this. Luis pretended to study a board. I wiped my hands. I didn't rise. I filed the line under cheap shots and moved to the next task. Here's a plan, I said. I'll finish this run. I'll send you a text with windows I have this week for favors. Anything outside that waits. Her jaw moved left. You know what, forget it. I'll do it myself. I'm sure you can, I said, then added for clarity. And that doesn't mean I'm unhelpful. It means I respect our schedules. She stared about a second too long, then pivoted and left. The door clicked. Luis blew out a breath. You okay? I'm good, I said, feeding the next sheet through. I'm not here to be trained. You going to the pop-up? I'll send flowers, I said, dry. Scheduled on the app. He chuckled. You're going to die on this hill. It's not a hill, I said. eyes on the cut. It's the foundation. That night she came home with takeout and a bright voice. I got your favorite. Let's watch something. Thanks, I said, washing up. Put the receipt on the shared. I'll sell you my half. She set the bags down. Your half. Separate spending after essentials, I said, casual. Keeps the griping out. When did we decide that? She asked. When ordering me around felt like a hobby. I answered, plating food. Budgets make people polite. Budgets make people cold, she shot back. Boundaries make people calm, I returned. She chewed, thinking. You're making everything transactional. I'm making it adult, I said. And boring. Boring saves marriages. Or it would have. She eyed me. Would have. Don't read poetry into it, I said. I'm saying we tried easy, and you like the results more than the respect. So now we do rules. She went quiet, then reached across, palm up. I'm trying here. I see that, I said, resting my hand on the table, not hers. And I'm not moving the posts because a tone changed at dinner. She pulled back, swallowed a bite, smiled too big. Saturday then. We'll talk. You can talk any day, I said. Listening starts when you stop performing. She looked past me at the TV. You could be a little kinder. I could, I said. Or I could be clear. One of those changes things. We ate. We didn't watch anything. I finished, washed my plate, and set my alarm an hour earlier. In the morning, I shifted half my tools to the truck, moved my passport and titles out of the house, and set the guest room with fresh sheets. Logistical moves. Nothing dramatic. Fact. Jenna tried a different flavor next. Playful. Thursday night at Kyle's place, poker with the guys. She usually ignored it. This time she came along with a six-pack of seltzer and a smile like a campaign. Kyle lifted an eyebrow when she breezed in. He's a big guy with a steady voice, divorced 5 years and allergic to drama. What brings you to the circus? I felt left out, she chirped. Also, I wanted to see what he actually does here. He always says it's cards and quiet. It is, Kyle said, unless someone tries to play quarterback. That could never be me, she laughed, taking the spot next to me on the couch. I'm a cheerleader. Good, I said, cutting the deck. Cheerleaders don't call plays. She touched my arm. Relax, Mark. I brought snacks. Half an hour in, she started friendly commentary. Then reminders. You always overcommit on fours. You did that last time too. See? Pattern. Kyle glanced at me. I kept my face blank. Jenna, he said carefully, we do a no-coaching thing. Keeps it light. Oh, I'm not coaching, she fluted. I'm helping. Those are cousins, I said. We don't invite relatives on poker night. She took it as teasing. Later, when I folded a hand she would have played, she tapped her phone. You should read this article on game theory. Kyle set his cards down. Okay, timeout. House rule. No links, no lectures. Jenna blinked like she'd wandered into the wrong meeting. I'm just trying to. We heard, he said, not unkind. We still don't. She swallowed something and smiled again. No problem. By 10, I could feel her patience fray. She leaned close. Are we leaving soon? After this hand, I told her. You can take my keys and go if you want. And look rude, she said. I'm not your cover story, I said, eyes on the table. Do what you want. She leaned back and said nothing for 5 minutes, which I counted as progress. As we packed up, she reached for the snack bags. Leave those, Kyle said. You bought them. We'll finish them. She paused. No, I'll take them. They're expensive. The room went quiet for a beat. She caught it, left the bags, and pulled me toward the door by my jacket sleeve. Out on the porch, she spun on me. You just let them talk to me like that? Like what? I asked. Like I'm intruding. You were, I said. We have boundaries so we can enjoy each other later. This, I tapped the porch railing, is mine. I don't micromanage your book club. Don't coach my cards. Screw your rules, she said. You're icy. I'm steady, I answered. Which you hate because you can't move it. She stared, fire in her eyes with no heat. You know what? Forget it. Next week I'm hosting the girls here. You can stay in the garage. At least you asked, I said. Schedule it on the app. She stormed to the car. I took the long walk to the driver's side. It cooled my head by 3 degrees and her expectations by 10. Half a mile from home she shifted. I was out of line, she said softer. That's a start, I answered. I'll do better, she said. I miss us. I watched the road. I miss being treated like a partner. I hear you, she said quickly. Let me make it up to you. Sunday brunch, just us. My treat. Okay, I said. And we leave our phones in the car. She hesitated, then nodded. Deal. Sunday came. We sat at a small diner, phones in the glove compartment. She asked questions and actually listened. For 20 minutes, it felt like before. Then she pivoted. So, she started, stirring her coffee. About next weekend, Brianna's doing a little thing for her promotion. Couples only. I told her we'd be there. You promised for me, I said. It's not a big deal, she rushed. We'll just swing by. Smile. It helps her. You care a lot about helping her, I said. She's been there for me, she said. Don't be petty. I'm not, I said evenly. I'm saying you use other people's events to put me on a leash. I'm off leash. She set the spoon down. You're being cruel. I'm being accurate, I replied. You wanted brunch. Now we're doing calendar management. That's your thing. My thing is consequences. If you book us without my yes, I might not show. Plan accordingly. She inhaled like she might argue. Then she smiled, the big, bright version. Okay, you win. I'll check with you first. I'm not winning, I said. I'm living. She reached across. This time I let her touch my knuckles. For a second, it felt like we'd found something. Then she checked the time and said we should hurry because she had a nail appointment she'd almost forgotten. The waiter dropped the check. I paid my half, laid the cash flat, and we left. Back home, I moved my work laptop to the guest room and set up a small desk. When Jenna asked why, I told her straight. Focus, I said. Also sleep. You do late-night shows with your headphones blasting. I do early mornings. Separate spaces will keep little things from turning into knives. Her eyes flashed. So we're roommates now. We're adults now, I said. Come in when you want closeness. Leave it when you want to scroll. Both of us choose. Nobody gets held hostage by the other's noise. You're punishing me, she said. I'm protecting me, I answered. There's a difference. That night at 11, she came to the guest room door. You busy? I'm reading estimates, I said. She leaned on the frame, soft voice again. Want company? Tonight I'm good, I told her. Rain check. Her face did a quick cycle. Hurt. Calculation smile. Okay. I closed the laptop and slept 8 hours for the first time in weeks. 2 days later, Jenna spun a new plate. Public charm. She posted pictures of me building a planter box like I was a local hero. She tagged me with hearts and wrote a caption about how lucky she was to have a hands-on guy. My phone pinged till lunch. Kyle texted, you too good? Luis, you famous now? Brianna, love this. Such a team. I put the phone face down and finished the planter. When Jenna came home, she wrapped her arms around me in the kitchen, kissed my neck, and whispered, thank you for working so hard for us. You're welcome, I said. Delete the post. Her arms loosened. What? Take it down, I said. We don't do performative. You want to brag? Do it at dinner to my face. It makes us look united, she said. It makes you look like you care in public, I said. At home, you've been running drills. People will think I deleted it because we fought, she argued. People already think we're perfect, I said. Let them wonder. Take it down. She huffed, grabbed her phone, and deleted. She showed me the blank page like proof of life. Happy. Relieved, I said. She opened the fridge. Brianna booked dinner for Saturday. I told her we'd try. 7 at La. She caught herself, at that spot on Main. Couples only. It'd really help if you came. Ask me like I'm a man, not a prop, I said. She closed the fridge. Will you come, please? I'll come, I said. On one condition, no digs. Not about work, not about my pace, not about anything. If you take a shot, I walk without a speech. She smiled. Of course. Say it, I said. I won't take a shot, she repeated. Good, I said. And remember, I don't bluff. She laughed lightly. You so do. You'll see, I said. We drove separate. I like my exits clean. At the restaurant, the table filled with her circle, Brianna and Coulter, a co-worker of hers named Maya with her husband, Derek. I shook hands, made small talk. Jenna was all light and warmth. She touched my arm, refilled my water, asked me to share a story from work. I gave the short version. Everyone nodded along. Maya teased in a friendly way. Project management at home too, Mark? My Derek does spreadsheets for the pantry. Derek grinned. Systematic equals sexy, right? Systematic equals sleep, I said. No one has to guess. Jenna lifted her glass. I'll drink to that. He is very efficient. There was a tone inefficient. It didn't go over their heads. Brianna's eyes flicked to me. Coulter stared at his plate. Jenna held the pause like a tightrope walker waiting for applause. Efficient keeps the house standing, I replied, folding my napkin. Messy is for art class. Laughs. Jenna smiled, but a little stiff. She leaned closer. You know, he even schedules. Don't. I warned, quiet. She blinked like a dare had appeared, and she couldn't resist. Bathroom time, she said, eyes bright. Like a little kid. I'm not kidding. Maya snorted. Derek smiled out of politeness. Brianna shook her head. Coulter sipped water. I nodded once. We're doing this. Jenna brushed hair behind her ear. It's a joke. I told you my rule, I said. You break it, I leave. Relax, she said, wave of the hand. We're among friends. Exactly, I said. Coulter opened his mouth, thought better, shut it. Jenna's smile sharpened. Fine. I'll pick a safer topic. Like speed. Mark is very. And there it was. The line she thought would land, the one she'd floated at the shop like it was clever. You always so fast, she grinned. Or only with me? The table went still. It wasn't just the words. It was the choice to go there with a crowd and a smirk, because crowds had been her leverage all month. I didn't raise my voice. I didn't perform. I set my napkin on the table, stood, pushed my chair in, and looked at her like she was a stranger trying to sell me something I didn't need. Ask your friend, I said. Brianna choked on air. Jenna's face flushed hard and fast. She reached for the stem of her glass and missed it, fingers landing on the base instead. Maya's mouth opened. Derek's chair creaked. Cal wasn't there, but the silence sounded like his kind of relief. I dropped 2 20s on the table for my meal, nodded to the group, and turned. Mark, Jenna snapped, the warmth stripped. Sit down. No, I said over my shoulder, simple as a light switch. Explain yourself, she demanded. Not tonight, I said, walking. You wanted a show. I don't perform. Are you serious? She called after me. Deadly, I said, not slowing. I left in the crisp air with my coat over my arm, the door closing soft behind me. The world outside didn't care about digs or applause. Streetlights hummed like always. I slept at Kyle's place on his guest couch. He handed me a blanket and a look. Had to be done, he said. I'm not sorry, I answered. Don't be, he said. You gave fair warning. In the morning, I drove to the county clerk's office, filled in the boxes that end things, and filed. No theater. No threats. Just ink and a receipt in my pocket. At noon, I went home. Jenna sat at the kitchen island. Hair up, no makeup, hands around a mug like it could warm the room back to how she liked it. You embarrassed me, she said. You tried to, I said. It was a joke, she insisted. It was contempt, I corrected. And it's old. She stared. So that's it. You run. I walked, I said, setting my key on the counter. Big difference. You need to apologize to Brianna, she said. For what? I asked. For slandering me, she said, eyes bright with heat. Everybody at that table knows I don't gossip, I said. They also know you poke for sport. Trust me, your friends will fill in the blanks however suits them. Not my concern. You're cruel, she whispered. I'm done, I answered. That's not an explanation, she said. I don't owe you one, I said. But I'll give you this. Respect is oxygen. We've been living on fumes. I'm done gasping. So you're leaving, she said flat. I filed at 9:30. I told her. You'll get served this week. She blinked. You can't be serious. Take the word can't out of your vocabulary when you talk to me. I said, calm. I told you my lines. You stepped over them. We're grown. We're not doing the crying in Rose's loop. Her voice tried to break and failed. You don't love me. I'm not running a love lab, I said. I'm running my life. And in my life, people don't mock me to an audience and expect dessert. You humiliated me with that line, she threw back. No, I said. I gave you your reflection. What am I supposed to tell people? She asked. The truth, I said. That I asked for respect and you answered with a punchline. That I left before we did real damage. She stared at the mug, then at me. I can change. You can't, I said. I won't be the reason why. You're making a mistake, she said. Maybe, I said. But it'll be my mistake. Not a group project. I picked up my go bag from the hallway, the one I'd packed slowly over the last week without drama. She watched me walk to the door, anger and bargaining both running behind her eyes. You won't find better, she called out, last card in the deck. I paused with my hand on the knob. Better isn't the point, I said without turning. Respect is. And it left the room. I'm just following it. The door shut quiet. I left the key under the blue pot on the porch. Then I drove. The next months were simpler than I expected and busier than I planned. I rented a small 2-bedroom on the edge of town with a decent garage. I bought a used pickup with no monthly note and put fresh tires on it. I cut my work week to 4 long days and used the 5th for my own projects. Clients liked the new schedule because I showed up early and left when I said. My crews liked it because I wasn't half distracted. I lifted quietly, ate simple, slept like a man with no constant cross-examination. Sundays I had breakfast with Kyle and his kid at the diner, phones in pockets without making a show of it. Luis and I built a set of tables for a coffee shop and underbid nobody. The owner paid on time and asked for more work. By month 3, I'd stopped checking Jenna's socials. People told me pieces in sideways ways. She moved into a smaller place downtown. She traded the big dinners for quieter nights. She stopped doing couples photos. I didn't ask for details. If a story is over, it's over. You don't walk back into a finished job site and start picking at drywall. At month 4, I met Claire. She came by to look at custom shelves and left with a laugh that didn't have any edge in it. She's steady and smart and doesn't try to turn life into a stage. We went out twice, then 3 times, then made it a thing without announcing it to anybody. I didn't rush the story or the pictures. When she says, please, she means it. When I say no, she nods and asks when yes makes sense. We don't keep score. We're grown. I bought a starter house with a small yard and a big tree. Nothing fancy. It's mine. The garage is clean. The tools are hung by type. The list on the wall says what gets done this week and what waits. There's a grill on the patio and 2 chairs that don't wobble. There's space for my boots by the door and space for someone else's if she's staying. No chalk lines on the floor. No public sermons about private things. The night I moved, I stood on the lawn and watched the porch light glow against the siding. Kyle handed me a beer and pointed his chin at the street. You look about 10 years lighter, he said. I'm 30 pounds lighter in chatter, I said. You still going to poker? He asked. Yeah, I said. And I'm still not bringing articles on game theory. He laughed. She ever reach out? Once, I said. A text with a loaded question. What did you do? Nothing, I said. Respect was the last thing I said to her. It's still the last. We sat quiet for a while. The neighborhood settled. A dog barked twice and gave up. I thought about the night at the restaurant and felt no heat, only that clean sense you get when a job is done square and level. Claire rolled up a minute later with a box labeled kitchen, coffee. She handed it to me with a smile. Priority item. That's right, I said, taking it. We put the good stuff where we can reach it. She looked at the place, then at me. It suits you. It suits us if we're careful, I said. I can do careful, she replied. I can do clear, I answered. In the distance, traffic hummed on the highway. Life doing its life thing. I didn't feel like explaining the past to anyone or polishing it. It was over. The line held. The man who walked out of that restaurant wasn't brave or cold. He was just done, and he didn't turn back.